Hello, I'm Ethan, a New York-based organization development coach, and I work with mostly small to mid-sized businesses, primarily in the United States, to help them to unleash their employees' untapped potential. And I do this often by assisting them in transforming their culture. So yesterday, I put on my YouTube channel a video short in which I made a quick comment about one of the two primary candidates who are running for president of the United States, who keeps referring to employee benefit programs and employee wellness programs as communism. And to be honest with you, that really got under my skin. It's been really bothering me, and it's got to stop. That's the kind of crap that has no place in discussing the transformation of American business and industry to a more compassionate workplace culture. So what do I mean by that? I've spent the past 15 years working with over 500 organizations to start to rethink or transition their mindset from delivering shareholder value, right, where they only report to or answer to investors, to now starting to better understand the tremendous power, the tremendous financial power that comes from treating your employees with civility, respect, trust, and loyalty. And the way to do that is to create a more compassionate workplace culture. So I thought I'd spend just a few minutes today doing a little bit deeper dive than that 1-minute video short to go into some organizations that I've become aware of that have been doing this kind of mindset transformation to restructure the 21st organization from purely bent on profit to creating a more conscious capitalism. So here we go. The first is an organization called B Labs. And let me just explain to you what B Labs does. Their framework, their mission, or rather their vision, is building the B Corp movement to change the economic system. And to do so, we must change the rules of the game. B Lab mobilizes the B Corp community towards collective action to address society's critical challenges. Learn more about who we are and how we're working to help shift the behavior, structure, and culture of this thing called capitalism. So B Lab's a non-for-profit network transforming the global economy to benefit all people, communities, and the planet. Building on our standards and certification process, which I'll get to in a minute, our network leads economic systems change to support our collective vision of an inclusive, equitable, and regenerative economy. Our programs and tools help B Corps and non-B Corps plan for a more resilient future, including multinationals who are looking to understand their social and environmental footprint. And our policy work pushes for meaningful legal change around corporate accountability and social impact. So I'm not going to go any further. You can go to their website. You can check them out. But this is the kind of stuff that's happening right now across the world as companies, especially in dealing with a global pandemic and possible future transformative global events, rethinking their role in society and by extension, their relationships with their employees. So I just want to stop and say, this is top of mind for me. And it's also deep in my heart and soul. I spent 20 years in corporate America and went out on my own 15 years ago with one purpose, and that's to help organizations see the value, the purpose in their people and unleashing their people while creating more caring organizational cultures. I spent the better part of a decade researching what, if any, characteristics the most financially successful companies all over the world shared. It took me about a decade to look at over 200 countries, 7,000 organizations, and I discovered that regardless of country of incorporation, leadership team, industry sectors served, product services, regardless of any of those considerations, the one characteristic that all amazing, high-performing, high financial performing organizations did share, the one common characteristic was they had amazingly compassionate cultures that treated their employees well. That's not communism. That's business savvy in the 21st century. So, okay, let's take a look at a little bit more about B Labs, the B Corp, the impact assessment tool. So business needs comprehensive, credible, comparable impact standards to support economic systems change. So used by more than 150,000 businesses, the B Impact Assessment tool, it's a digital tool that can help to measure and to manage and improve positive impact performance for environments, communities, customers, suppliers, employees, and shareholders that are receiving a minimum verified score of 80 points on the assessment is also the first step towards B Corp certification. So what does that mean? What am I saying to you? What's going on here? There are organizations who are now dedicated to the premise that if we measure their culture, if we measure their employee ROI, if we measure what it means to actually build an amazing workplace culture, we can see a straight line connecting empowering employees with incredible financial performance, outperforming competitors. Why? Because we know from decades of research in the field of organizational behavior and organizational psychology, we know that treating people with more civility, respect, trust, loyalty, caring, that makes them perform and produce at a higher level, which as a result enables them to outperform their competitors financially. Mind shift, transformation in the way business is conducted, not just here in the US, but globally. We have a new contract in the employee-employer relationship, not one that's driven by that 20th century outdated command control structure, which was about creating toxicity and managing people, but a new social business contract. And that's powerful stuff. So what else do you need to know? There's other organizations who are dedicating their vision and mission and their core organizational values to steer the battleship away from that pervasive, toxic 20th century relationship of maximizing shareholder value, not communism, but generating a more equitable relationship with employees that drives financial performance. Irrational Capital is an example. Irrational Capital is a financial investment research firm founded in 2017 to develop investment opportunities, funds, based on quantifying the relationship between employers and employees. The firm has this breakthrough human capital factor research, which identifies publicly traded companies that bring to the table the potential to deliver market outperformance tied to exceptional qualities of their workforce. Again, to say this at the most elemental, basic business level. There is now a focus on organizations outperforming financially their competitors and publicly traded companies offering their shares of their companies whose cultures are built on compassion, empathy, trust, respect, civility, loyalty, caring for their employees, knowing that their employees then will perform at higher levels and produce at higher levels and drive lasting, meaningful financial success for these organizations. And there are actual funds, for example, these three happy funds of large cap, mid cap, small cap companies, publicly traded, who have amazing cultures. And this isn't just warm and fuzzy. There are organizations like Harbor Capital, JP Morgan, who have looked at, assessed this Irrational Capital Human Capital Factor score, which has over 4,000 businesses that have been assessed and analyzed and have been given an Irrational Capital Human Capital Factor score because they've proven, they vetted their cultures that they're compassionate. And you see this all the time. You see this at massive multinational corporations with tens of thousands of employees like DuPont, like Gore, like Nucor Steel, like Morningstar, the tomato company in Southern California, Wegmans, Trader Joe's, Chobani, Kind, Hershey, Disney, Marriott. You see many organizations who are embracing this new 21st century mindset of it's not socialism or capitalism or communism to create these amazing workplace environments. And you see it again over and over. Another organization, ProsperBridge, whose founder Jervis came on my podcast, Chasing a Dream, to talk about their vision of creating a public benefit corporation that's helping employers, nonprofits, individuals connect with resources that empower better financial outcomes. What's the goal at ProsperBridge? They provide a platform of employee benefits. They aggregate them and they create a portal where the employees of small to mid-sized businesses can go to maximize the value of their paycheck, right? We know that historically, the 20th century company mindset was, we don't need to take care of and warm fuzzy or care about our employees. We care about them every week or 2 weeks. It's called the paycheck. Actually, that was indentured servitude. In the 21st century, organizations like ProsperBridge are working very aggressively to say, you get a paycheck, we're here to help you optimize the ability to leverage that, to get out of debt, to put away equity, to fund your family's short and long-term goals. Maybe you have a sick, long-term health requiring family member. We're here to provide you with the resources, a platform, but also ProsperBridge does consulting, one-on-one half-an-hour consulting sessions with their participating members' employees. This is going on. This is going on, and I cannot tell you how much it upsets me when I hear that 20th century mindset of it's socialism or communism, caring for employees. You look at how far behind the global stage American enterprise is when it comes to providing benefits, a safety net for their people. And if you can't even think about it from an altruistic perspective of caring for your people, think in terms of a cold-blooded, harsh reality of leading business, you'll be more successful. I always laugh, especially the last few years after COVID, when business leaders, founders, senior executives would say to me, well, you know, Ethan, there's a war on talent. Bullshit. There's no war on talent. That's a fabrication. That's an excuse that owners and leaders are making when they can't sell or they can't promote the reputational brand of their organization's culture because they don't have a great place to work. You don't hear certain organizations claiming, certain world-class great culture organizations saying, oh, there's a war on talent. We can't find talented people. Talented people know where to go to look for great places to work. And why is this so important? Why? What's driving this now? We've been witnessing, certainly in this decade, but for the 21st century so far, a transformation or a reconstitution of the global and American workplace. And it's predicated on thousands of boomers and maturers leaving the workforce every day, willingly or unwillingly. And as a result, more and more millennials and Gen Zs are entering the workforce in droves and becoming the largest contributing size groups in the workforce. And what does that mean? Gen Zs and millennials have fundamentally different experiences, beliefs, values, or wants, needs, desires from the relationship that is the employee-employer contract. And you cannot, as an organization, thrive without them, and especially the most talented ones, the most committed, the most driven ones who want to come and work for you. And how do you do that? There's only one answer. There's only one answer. And that's creating an amazing culture, an amazing place that cares about your people, that is interested in serving the needs, wants, desires of your employees, in caring for them, in enabling them in a post-COVID world to figure out how they do their work, where they do it from, when they do their work, and who they do it with, in enabling them to be active in their communities, in you as a business through your community initiatives, reflect their values by you being actively engaged in the communities you're in. And that's why this fundamental transformation in caring for the well-being, the health, the wellness, the work-life balance of your people is a prerequisite for your business's future success and survival. So thanks so much for coming on the Chasing the Dream podcast and checking out my YouTube channel. Please, if you like this video, be sure to like it, share it with people you know or think can benefit. Subscribe to my channel. There are 360 videos that I've created on your career and professional development, business growth, and culture transformation. Thanks so much for checking out the video, and have a great rest of the day.